I think what makes Into the Spider-Verse different from other Spider-Man films is that this is the first Spider-Man movie that's about a character other than Peter Parker. And we get to see a character very different from Peter go through a lot of the same challenges, a lot of the same struggles, and kind of still find it within himself to be just as much of a hero and just as much of a Spider-Man as Peter was. So Miles is kind of a new version of the idea that shows us that that idea of Spider-Man is just as great as it ever was. Miles basically can do anything that the Peter Parker Spider-Man can do, but he's got a couple of extras like his Venom Strike, which is kind of an electric shock, and he can camouflage himself and turn invisible. Gwen is super cool. She plays the drums. She's in a band. She's a little punk rock. She's also really inspired by ballet and dance. So that's kind of influenced the design of her costume. Also, the way she moves, the way she fights in the movie. A lot of things about her are all about uh, control and grace and this kind of special strength that dancers have and that she brings to the team of spiders. The importance of family in our movie to Miles is it really means something because he's the only Spider-Man we've ever met that actually has his mother and his father still around. So it's a different sort of look at what happens to you when you have these powers and you have two people in your life, your mother and your father, who are there and they love you, they support you, and yet you still have to deal with this weird thing of having these incredible powers. The other kind of cool thing about Miles is his heritage is both African American. It's also Puerto Rican on his mom's side. So the way that those two influences kind of show up on screen is something that is really new for a Spider-Man movie. But for a lot of people watching the movie, I think it's something that they've probably lived with all their lives. So that is another thing that is going to make this movie kind of a new, unique, and yet really kind of familiar experience.